got everybody here?
Just got one more.
Okay. So this is Locke's Ford.
We got one more guy.
Yeah. This is Locke's Ford. Behind you, you can see this hill. This hill has rifle pits, built up with stone as well as log rifle pits all along here. So this is not something the Confederates were not expecting. They had, within their ability and manpower, had fortified this area. And this is going to come into play as this battle evolves. Behind us on the other side of the creek, I don't know if you'll be able to see from the bridge or not, but it's a long descending kind of plain, pretty flat other than the descent. Custer and his men have come in behind that. They've now come to the top of that, and you're still about 100 yards, maybe 150 yards here from the crossing. So as they come across, he deploys one regiment dismounted up here to engage with these guys. He has temporarily connected to his brigade, the 25th New York, a brand new regiment. And they're going to have to attack and get across. That's their job, is get across and maneuver. The colonel of the 25th comes to Custer and said, "Sir, I request the honor to lead this charge with my unit." "Sure, go right ahead." He is supported by one of his Michigan regiments. Remember, he's the commander of the Michigan Brigade, well-known unit at this point under his leadership. They come across, and we'll be able to give you a chance to see it in a little bit. They come across the creek. The New York guys get a volley. They turn around and head back and run through the Michigan unit that's supporting them. So Custer realizes, okay, well, enough with the rookies. This time in the A team. He sends again one of his Michigan regiments. I believe it's the 6th. They force the ford, and they're engaging. At the same time, when we went through it, it's probably, unless you were really sharp-eyed, but as we started out from Brucetown, there's a road to your right called the Rocky Ford Road. At Rocky Ford, there's another cavalry unit crossing there. We go down to Beaver's Ford off the Charlestown Road, they're coming across there. These guys are told, you know, if you wait around long enough, they're going to get in behind you, you're going to get cut off. So they pulled back from this area once the ford has been forced. Kind of a cute little story. The 6th Michigan Major is down here with the engagement going on. He goes back to the 1st, say, "Hey, you're going to help my guys out. You know, come on down off the hill. We need you down here." And about that time, being the good Irishman he was, he had a bottle of whiskey in his saddlebag, and you didn't know what happens. One of the errant shots from up here hits the bottle and breaks it. The Irishman was unhappy, cursed and swore, and yes, probably redoubled his efforts to take this ford and get at these guys. But a little humor and not so humorous a play. So it's a relatively short skirmish. There's an attempt, it's repulsed, they're sent back. Again, more veteran troops now come. They understand once the volley's over, you know, they've got time to do what they need to do. The other thing I want you to think about, that is at this time, you've got 8,000 Union cavalrymen coming. About 2,500 down at the original crossing, down at Spouts Run. They're kind of out of this fight. But you've got 5,000 horsemen coming. The vast majority, if not all, have a 7-shot Spencer repeater. They have a 6-shot revolver. So let's say there's 5,000 men. So each one has 13 shots minimum, chambered, ready to go. They have 65,000 rounds they could fire without reloading as this force coming together. So it's another part of this is that, yes, they did have Spencers, virtually all the Union troops. The Confederate troops at this time, poorly equipped. The Valley Cavalry, particularly, mainly infield rifles, single shot muzzle loaders on horseback. You fire once and you're done. You know, the units that were coming from the UNV, or the ANV, excuse me, in Northern Virginia, that come with Fitzhugh Lee, they're better equipped, but they're also much smaller units. They've been in fighting and combat so much more. So their quality is offset by the lack of numbers. So the majority of the Confederate cavalry here are not their best. And I'll talk more about the Valley Cavalry here in a little bit. But you've got, again, this pretty nice defensive position. If you kind of think about that, you can look at that hillside and recognize that would be a pretty formidable kind of position. They're charging across here, 100 yards. There's a little rise up there that comes down, and then they hit this. If you would like, and you understand how busy we've seen this traffic, you may, and we'll try and stop traffic where if you want to go out on the bridge and literally look to your left and see the crossing, you're welcome to take your lives in your own hands and do so. Yeah, if you want to do that, all kidding aside, no problem, but need to go single file, stay very close to the side of the road here, or the bridge, so you can go take that quick look. I ask that you not linger for very long, and we'll regroup back.
Is this open to the public?
Yeah, this is private drive.
You have your traffic.
Campfire. Campfire.
Yeah, really, look at that. Huh?
Nice place to party. At least they didn't leave their beer can.
Yeah.
I just picked up an old Corvette,
Yeah.
and that's my present.
Car coming through.